Hello everyone. Today we're going to be looking at alternatives to Jamboard. Now this is probably the number one question I get at the moment is Jamboard's gone, what else can we use? So today we're going to have a little look at the Canva whiteboards, which I think is a really good alternative to Jamboard and actually probably does a little bit more than what Jamboard can offer. So today I'm demonstrating how to use Canva on the whiteboard, on the iPad, but you can also do exactly the same on your desktop or Chromebook as well. The features look exactly the same. So I'm going to start off by opening up Canva. And the great thing about using Canva is I can log into Canva using my Hub login. So my Hub single sign-on login will work for Canva. So I'm just going to go to continue with Google by here. It's going to ask me to sign in and then I'm going to select my Hub login details. You may need to put your password and your authenticator in if you're at home. Click on continue and that will then take me through to the Canva home page. Now Canva has a huge amount of features available to you that you can use. Today though, looking at this toolbar here, we're going to use the whiteboard option. So if I select whiteboards, I get a few templates that I can play from. So I can just go straight from the templates they provided. Or if I just click onto the first option here and create a blank one, I've now got a blank play board and whiteboard to use. So when it opens up on the left hand side here, I do get some templates that I can use, but I'm not going to use them today. I'm just going to click onto the screen and get my blank whiteboard in front of me. Now, much like Jamboard, where you could sticky note, you could add text, you could draw, you could have multiple slides, I can do exactly that on Canva and so much more. Let's start then by looking down the left hand side of our toolbars here. I'm just going to start by clicking on elements, and you can see when I click on elements, what I've now got, much like Jamboard, is the ability to sticky note. I can add some shapes or images. I've got a number of whiteboard graphics, photos, charts, tables that I can add to my whiteboard. So let's just go through some of these features. So in Jamboard, sticky noting was a really popular tool to use. So I'm just going to select one of the sticky notes here. You can see that it appears on the screen in front of me. I can now add text to my sticky note. I can move my sticky note around. I can make my sticky note bigger or smaller. And again, much of the things that I could do in Jamboard, I can do here. I can also, if I want to, highlight that text, and then across the top of the screen by here, I can actually format the font and what that all looks like. So I'm just going to maybe select something different, and you can see there it changes on the screen. What I also really like about Canva is around the sticky notes here, you can see the little plus buttons. Now if I select those, it will add additional sticky notes around the outside for me. So I can have multiple sticky notes on the screen that I can make bigger and smaller, or I can move around. Obviously on the left hand side, in the sticky notes option here, there are a number of colours that I can use, but I can also play around with that feature on the main screen there. If I look at the shapes option, just on the left hand side, you can see then that I've got a number of different shapes that I could use and add to the screen. But what I really like about whiteboard feature on Canva is this option here for different lines, particularly the connectors. Now if I select a connector here, you can see that appears on the screen. But if I click and hold the dot and just drag it, it will then snap to my whiteboard. So I can duplicate that if I want to by selecting that there, and I can click and hold and snap it to my different sticky notes. So now I can start connecting my ideas, connecting my thoughts as well using those lines. Now again, those lines can be selected and they can be formatted at the top using the different line, color selection, thickness, style of line and so on. So a huge amount of things that you can do with the lines and shapes features. If I just come back again, there's also some really nice whiteboard graphics as well that you can see on the screen. These are particularly useful for voting or for providing peer assessment. So say for example now somebody really loved my idea, they could select the heart option, that will then appear on the screen. I can make that heart bigger or smaller and I could drop it on then to the sticky note that I really like. So I can start to provide feedback by using those visuals on the whiteboard within Canva. If I jump back again, I just scroll down, you can see I can add images and videos straight onto my I say Jamboard because I'm so used to it, but onto my Canva. Say for example now that my Jamboard is all about pets, I could select an image there, or if I go into see all, I can search for my own options there. So if I select pets, you can see then I get hundreds of images that I could use. Now some of these images are free, but the ones that have the Pro option on here cannot be used. So I'm just going to select this free image here. That will then appear on the whiteboard. I can then trim that by just cropping it by grabbing the handle if I wanted to. I can also then make it bigger or smaller by just dragging the handles from the top there, and I could place then my image as you go through. Now you'll notice as I'm doing this, you can see the dotted lines there. They're kind of helping you snap images into position to help with alignment and to think about those different things as well. Okay, so there's some images. I'm just going to jump back a bit there. I'm going to scroll down even further. Now you can see there's a huge amount of other features that I could be using on my whiteboard. This one here, the charts, I particularly like. Quite nice for providing visuals around information and data. So perhaps you or your pupils need to present information in a particular way. I can click on one of these charts. That chart will now appear on the screen. And on the left hand side by here, I've got a table that I can edit to put in the information that I would like. So imagine now this collaborative board where the data table has gone on there. People are sticky noting what that information is telling them, what they can see, what they've found. And again, much like everything else, I can make it bigger and smaller, drag it to position and format then with the features in the toolbar at the top. So that's the charts, and there are a number of different styles of charts in there as well that I could be using. Jumping back into the elements feature again then, I've got grids and frames, I've got tables that I can add, and I've also got things called mock-ups. These are quite useful creative tools for your learners to play around with. So you can see that actually, in comparison to Jamboard, there are a huge amount of features that you could be using within the Canva whiteboard here. Now, one of the good things about Jamboard was that you could have multiple slides for your learners to use. So at the bottom of the screen, it may be open, it may not. You've got a little toolbar here. If I click on the arrow, it will then show me multiple pages. I can add lots of these. And then if I go to the bottom right-hand corner, I can click it into grid view, and I can see then all the learners using each of those pages as they go along at the same time, which is, again, just like Jamboard, a really nice feature. Now you're probably wondering, how do you now share this with your learners? It's really, really easy within Canva to be able to do this, and the particularly good thing about this is that they don't actually need to be able to sign in to use it. So if I go to the share tray here in the top right hand corner and just click on share, you can see now that I've got the ability to add particular emails in, so people have specific edit access. But I've also then got a collaboration link just underneath. Now if I select the drop down here, at the moment you can see it says only you can access. But underneath, much like when you were sharing on Jamboard, I can change that link now to anybody with the link. So if I select anyone with the link, you can see now that no sign in is required and my link changes are updated. So I can copy that link. It will provide me a link then, just like in Jamboard, and I can paste that link then into Google Classroom, Microsoft Teams, Seesaw, a Teams chat during a live meeting. It can be used in multiple different ways. So I can click on that copy link option. It copies to my clipboard, but I can also then open it in a number of different places as well. So am I enjoying Canva? Yes, I am. I think as an alternative, no Jamboard, no problem. Canva Whiteboard will do what Jamboard did, but also lots more. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you do need any further help around this, please do not hesitate to get in touch. Thanks for watching.